We're back there from watching Mike Lambrisi rip it up. And like I said, it's a great honour for me today to have Mike Chamberlin on the show. I usually sit at home at TV and watch him do the sports, but today I get to turn the tables on him and have him on the show. Welcome to the show.
I sit at home and watch Wave Watch, so it's an even split here.
Mike, you know, you're an avid surfer, but one of the questions I really want to ask you about, you've been real successful in getting surfing on television, on the news. Is it an uphill battle to get surfing, and why can't we get more?
You know, to tell you the truth, Peter, it really is. When I came to Los Angeles, first of all, I grew up right down the beach here on 16th Street. I grew up surfing here in Hermosa. My career took me away from the ocean. I ended up in San Francisco and eventually in Sacramento and some other areas. So I came back to Southern California about 3 years ago, and I dropped out of surfing more or less for 10 years. Some friends of mine still surf. They got me into it, and boom, you know, I was hooked. So then I thought, well, what the heck, this is a very interesting position to be in, a sportscaster who can do something for the sport finally, because it's done a lot for me. It's given me a lot of pleasure. So I decided I was going to do that. I was going to make my stand and do surfing. Well, it was met with some mixed reviews. The surfers loved it. A lot of people in management didn't quite understand it. They didn't think, why are you doing so much in surfing? It's not really a sport. I had to convince them it was. Every summer I do a series, a 5-part series called On the Tube. And I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm in a position now where I can finally give something back to the sport, and that's rare in any profession when you can do that.
And of course, it has led to a couple of other things. You're now kind of the Pat Summerall of the surf scene on TV, doing the OP Pro and a lot of other water sports events. Has that turned into a fun thing for you?
Oh, it has, absolutely. I'll tell you what happened. I came back, as I told you, to Southern California. I was watching the OP. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, wow, I'm a sportscaster, I'm a surfer, I should really be doing that thing. So I contacted the people, and they in turn put me in touch with the Dynacom people, who are probably the #1 producers of surfing in the world now. And it was an instant marriage. It just clicked, and I've done the OP, and of course we hooked up in Fiji for the OP Fiji Invitational. Yeah.
What a great experience. Do you ever see a day, though, where, you know, like you say, it's an uphill battle to get with management, where surfing can get some more time, you know, like football and baseball and basketball does, you know? I mean, we've had Tom Curran winning the championship a couple of times, and it definitely is getting some more recognition. But, you know, like when we have the OP Pro, the stations very rarely do nightly coverage of what's happening. Do you ever see the day when that might happen?
I think surfing is it's coming to a peak, and now it's never been bigger than it is now. It's never been hotter than it is right now. I can't say that I ever see it being covered like basketball, football, or baseball, simply because those are sports that are played in the gut of America. They play them in Nebraska and Oklahoma, and you can play that everywhere. Surfing is more or less a coastal sport. I am a little bit disappointed that I see it's not being covered here. To give you an example, I don't want to mention a name. I saw on another channel here in Los Angeles, Tom Curran was being interviewed on a set, and the sportscaster looks at Tom and he goes, "Now, when you're riding the crest of these breakers," and I'm going, "Give me a break. What is this all about?" You know, I mean, so the one thing I do bring to it is surfing knowledge, and I think that it's paid off for me, and it's paid off for the people that watch Channel 13.
Let's talk about Mike Chamberlin, the surfer, a little bit. You got your surfboard here. How often do you get in the water? Do you try to get out there every day if you can?
I've got it made, Peter. My hours at work, we do a 10 o'clock news on Channel 13. I don't go to work till 2 in the afternoon. So 4 days a week I'll go out in the morning, and forgive me, the kids are all in school, and the waves are kind of my own. I surf a lot in Ventura, and I come down to the South Bay a lot. So I average probably 3-4 days a week, no question about it.
You got probably one of the best jobs a surfer could
listen,
possibly have.
I can't argue with it, Peter. I'm telling you, but the hours are great. I have fun. I get to cover sports and surfing on top of it all. It's great.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. It's been a real pleasure, and of course, I hope to do some more work with you in the future.
I hope so. The Fiji thing was a lot of fun. I hope we go back to it. Before I get out of here, you know, I do this series every Monday night called Sports Star of the Week. And I was thinking this morning, as who's done more for the sport of surfing than really you, Peter Townend. So as I leave, I want to present you with our Sports Star hat from Channel 13. You deserve it, my friend.
Great to have you on the show, Mike.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
We're going to go and check some footage from the show that we just worked on at the OP Fiji, and we'll be right back.